Hi, Christine here of YesNomads.com, and today Paul and we are here in the second largest city of Portugal. And what is that, Paul?
Porto.
Yes, Porto. And last night when we arrived in Porto, we saw some fog and the light and everything. It looked like a painting. It really looked kind of unreal. And it's a beautiful city, and we will show you now a few shots of the city, a few parts. So this is the Church of Saint Ildefonso behind me. It was built in 1739 in Proto-Baroque style, and as you can see, it's a beautiful church, and it's located at the Batalha Square. Here at the Batalha Square, which we will show you just now. Just quickly. So behind me is a square called Plaza da Ribeira, and you can see here's a few little stalls and stuff, and from there also starts the medieval alleyways up to the castle. You can see stairways and little tiny roads. Das ist alles. So behind me you can see the bridge from Ponte Luís I. The bridge has a metal arc. It's a metal arc bridge completed in 1886, and it was built by a student of Gustav Eiffel. And the construction at those days was very important because the only way in those days to cross the river was by crossing over old port boats, which were sort of connected, leashed together, and the people had to cross the river over the boats. And the river wasn't as nice now. It was very wild. It was very windy, and because you didn't have these dams. Okay, and the unique thing about the bridge is that you have these two levels. At the top you have for trains, for public transport, and for people, for the footway. And underneath you can see there's for cars. You can also walk there, but it's probably a bit dangerous. Along the riverside you can see these little boats, these old port boats. They used to transport the wine port across the river Douro. And this is actually the river Douro. over my shoulder here you can see one of these old elevators. And so if you don't fancy to walk up, I think you can take the elevator up. It's very traditional for Portugal, these elevators. Behind me you can see the Casa do Infante. This is a medieval townhouse, and according to legend, Henry the Navigator was born here in 1394, and later it served as Porto's first custom house. And today there are, on 3 floors, there are some exhibitions. Behind me is the church, or Igreja, I think they say it in Portuguese. It's the church São Francisco, and from the outside it has like a Gothic style, but inside it is in Baroque style. So it was built between 1883 and 1410, about 1410, and it had subsequent works done in the 17th and 18th century inside, outside and inside, and part of which was that inside they added some gold leaves on the 8 altars. So it's a very nice church here. So this is the statue of Henry the Navigator, and right behind him, over there, you can see the Palacio de Bolsa, just here. It's a neoclassical, all of you pen up, neoclassical monument built from 1842 to 1910.
Strange that it says 1834 on it then.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
That's what I said. I think it's also known as the Stock Exchange Palace. And it's right next to the train station.
Just grab this a second.
So we're here now in the Sao Bento rail station, and the rail station, the construction of it started in 1900 around, and it was inaugurated in 1916. And it has the name of the station because in the 16th century was here a Benedict monastery, and Benedictine monastery actually. And this monastery, it burned down in 1783, and they've placed at the same place this rail station where the monastery previously stood. And what is so interesting about the rail station is these tiles. They are about 20,000 tiles.
Azulejos.
And they show the history of the transport, apparently of Portugal. And now here it is about 7 o'clock in Porto, and it's
August.
Yes, at the end of August. It's sunset time, and you can see the light is nicely going onto the tiles. outside of the train station at the moment, and behind me you can see up there is the cathedral. And the cathedral, it was built in the 12th century and over time altered, and in the 18th century. And as you can see, it's in Romanesque style. But I think it looks more like a little fortress, doesn't it, Paul? Like a little fortress from history.